This show is brought to you by Club W. Club W is the most convenient way to get wine sent directly to your house. Right now, Club W is offering our listeners $20 off of your first order when you go to clubw.com/Joey. And even better, Club W knows you hate paying for shipping, so on orders of 4 bottles or more, Club W will pay for your shipping. That's clubw.com/Joey. Show is also brought to you by MeUndies. Go to MeUndies.com/Joey right now and check out their men's and women's underwear, socks, t-shirts, their very comfortable sweatpants. Go to MeUndies.com/Joey right now to get 20% off your first order, and shipping is always free in the US and Canada. And the show is brought to you by Datusara. Go to DSGear.com and check out all of their extremely high-quality functional gear made with hemp textiles, bags, skis, rash guards, and much, much more. Go to DSGear.com and use code Joey to save 5%.
Oh shit, blow my mic. Oh shit. Wednesday, the 7th of September, the day the devil was buried at sea, raped, gang raped, dropped off at Cosby's house, everything. It's the church of what's happening now, cocksuckers. Jesus Christ, Bon Jovi. Fucking tremendous. 1987, slippery when fucking wet. Just tremendous. I'm not a big Bon Jovi guy. I hear he's a very nice guy.
I was just gonna ask because it doesn't seem like something that you'd be into, but I was wondering if it was because Springsteen has Jersey and stuff, but isn't Bon Jovi from like Philly?
No, Bon Jovi's from Sayreville, New Jersey, and when I lived back there in the early 80s, he would play at a bar. He would play that Jersey circuit. And I had heard of him, but I'd never seen him, like nothing like that. And then, when I went back, I think I saw them. I walked out of Twisted Sister. There was like this little clique, Sticky Fingers. They were like a Stones
cover band?
Cover band at the time, before I left Jersey when I was younger. And that was it. And then when I got to Colorado, the album was out in 87. And it was fucking tremendous. Like the impact. I wasn't really a big fan of the whole album.
Right.
But I was a fan of that song for some reason. And they had it on Miami Vice with Willie Nelson. And I lost my fucking mind. You know what I'm saying? We were talking about something early on. Kill my mic a little bit. It's too hot. It's too hot. Both of the mics are too hot. There you go.
I can just turn your headphones down.
No, that's okay. Both of them fucking things
All
are
right.
too hot. We were talking about being spoiled. You were talking about a friend of ours
right.
that we know at the comedy store, and some of his attitudes that he shares and his beliefs. And Lee was telling me he couldn't fucking believe it. And I told Lee that before my mother died, that was me. I mean, horribly.
Oh, and I was spoiled too, but
horribly.
It's just there's a level of it.
I did my own laundry. I had to go to ShopRite myself. I had to pay the phone bill. She would give me money for the phone bill and the other bills she had to pay. I had errands. But early on, I was horrifically spoiled. I mean, the behavior I showed out here when I was 10 towards my uncle was horrible. The behavior I had in Miami was horrible.
And it's weird because you've talked about your mom being really strict in certain ways, and my mom, like, I was spoiled, but I think maybe the reason why I never, and I'm sure I did act spoiled at some points, but I think the reason why I don't a lot is because, like, they wouldn't stand for it. Like, I never really got hit that much, but they wouldn't stand for anything like that.
I did all that type of shit. I was forced to work. It was a different type of spoilage. Till about 10. I was very spoiled, and, like, when I was 5 or something, I would order Chicken Delight. And she's like, you're not gonna eat dinner. I just made this. No, I'm gonna cook chicken delight. And she allowed it. So it went on for like a year. I just got my own dinner every day.
At 5.
At 5, first grade, second grade in New York City. It had to be before I went to Jersey in the 3rd grade, before I went to Catholic school. For a year, I just ordered chicken delight with my own money. 3 pieces of chicken, the bun, the jelly thing with the French fries and shit.
And they delivered to you?
Yeah, and I get Tahitian drink. You ever see that soda? Tahitian. It's in a fucking can. It's made by Coke or Pepsi.
Okay, no, I haven't seen it.
It's like a fruit punch with
Hawaiian
bubble.
punch?
No, there's
okay.
Hawaiian punch.
Okay.
Look it up, Tahitian something.
Okay.
But I tell you what. Okay, so to the age of 10, I had that kid spoilage. But then something happened when I was 10 or 11. I started becoming a little klepto. And I started clipping one's money.
Tahitian treat.
Told you, it was delicious. I used to switch up. It was either that or ginger ale.
Oh, yeah, ginger ale's great.
Ginger ale, whatever the fuck it is, but the one Canada Dry. I'm a Canada Dry guy. When you show up with Schweppes, I have a fucking heart attack, all right? When I see Schweppes behind a bar, I'm done. I go home. I don't want to see Schweppes. Canada Dry Club, Canada Dry fucking ginger ale, and Canada Dry tonic ain't fucking bad either. It tastes like dick anyways, but at least it got more bubbles than regular fucking tonic. Canada Dry is the only shit I taste. That's it. I hate that other fucking Schweppes and that other stuff. Now they got like a low sugar ginger ale on the fucking plane. It's not bad. I'll blast that out from time to time with a fucking Doers or something.
Yeah, you gotta have ginger ale, and my drink for a while was ginger ale and amaretto. It's like the sweetest thing you could ever drink.
Yeah, but don't do nothing to you. I need something to put a fucking clink in my fucking armor. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy that you said that.
Well, what?
I tried to drink the other night instead of smoking, like just to hang out with some friends. I couldn't get drunk. I had 3 fucking beers, and it was I was full. I couldn't drink anymore.
No, you gotta go back to the fucking whiskeys you were drinking.
Yeah, I gotta go. I guess
that's what you need is more beer in your fucking life. But by the time I was 11, Lee, I got a different type of spoilage, and this is the worst one. It's the spoilage mixed with, what's that word when somebody knows nothing but they don't want to come to terms with it? Whatever the fuck it is, I don't know. There's a word for that.
Okay.
Like my mom would really believe that I wasn't doing this shit.
Oh,
denial.
Yeah, she was
in denial. And here she is in denial, and I'm fucking going even crazy. Because she's telling Juan, no, he couldn't have taken that fucking $8,000. Yes, I did. In 20s and 40s.
You took, oh my God.
You know, I was killing him. I found where all his little stash spots were. He had that bail money. He had that fucking other. And by this time, him and I were not seeing eye to eye. By the time I came home and I was at McKinley, him and I were not seeing eye to eye.
How long did it take you to take $8,000?
2 or 3 months. I was buying bicycles and mini bikes and selling mini bikes and wheeling and dealing and no drugs at the time. Basketball camps and sneakers and T-shirts and dinners and hamburgers.
So you weren't being like sneaky about it at all.
No, I was mugging him. And if it wasn't that, he had this change jar filled with silver dollars. I was mugging him on the silver dollars. And then it was very sad. It was very fucking sad. And my mom sat through this. And I would wake up in the morning to hear him saying, you have to do something with him. It's not kosher. And my mom would say, how come this doesn't ever happen to me? How come I don't miss nothing? And that's where the argument, because you're his mother. He's not going to take it from you. He's going to take it from me and shit. And my mom would say, I'm telling you, he would not take it from me. This went on for years. Then the drugs came on. And he would tell my mom, I smell the marijuana in the house. And she would go, it's maybe the shit that was downstairs. It was me. I live with this shit today. But that whole, I'm not going to eat, like the last month of her life after I got sick was where she sat me down and said, everything's changing. You're going to eat here every night. And I could see the pain in her face, so I went along with it. You're going to be here every night at 6 to eat. I'm going to start doing stuff with you more. You know, it was like, but it was too late. I was already raised in my own way. I was already raising myself, so.
So, but then you changed somehow.
Well, when she died.
Oh, okay.
There was no more rooms with air conditioning and cable TV. Nobody was going to just give me a $30 bill. Nobody was going to bring me food to my room. All that shit went out of my life. There was no more, did you go to work today? Oh, no, there was nobody there. And all that shit went out of my life. I had no time to be spoiled. If somebody offered me a room in a fucking basement next to a dead rat, I had to take it.
Yeah.
So all that spoilage, like all that, I'm allergic to carrots, and, you know, I can only sleep in air conditioning. That came to a fucking halt, my friend. Like, I laugh at these people that have all these diseases, and I think, what happens if this person goes to jail? They'll die. Because they don't give a fuck.
They don't?
They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. You're going to find out that you could do just well without the inhaler. And them cigarettes, you're going to be just fine without them. And anything else you think you depend on. Like, if I went to jail tomorrow, it'd be a week and a half before I got a sleep apnea machine.
Fuck. That's scary.
It's scary, yes.
But then, do you have an issue now, like, since you had to deprive yourself throughout those years, and now, like, you just moved into a house? Like, does any of that stuff, like, is it hard to, like, switch back now?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm still that, because I know how fast it all disappears. I witnessed something that a lot of people don't witness in their life. I witnessed the rise and the fall. And I looked at why the reasons of the fall were. And they always had to do with greed. They always have to do with stupid greed you don't see. You think that the golden cow is never going to stop. It's going to stop. It's going to eventually come to a crash. That's a reality I know already. What do you think I don't go on the road every week? What do you think I don't put videos up all day? Because the quicker I do that, it's the quicker my demise.
Right, yeah.
You follow me? So I'd rather be where I am right now, do 2 weeks a month. I don't bother nobody. I made a mistake over money a couple of weeks ago. Now I'm paying for it when I canceled Nashville and took that stupid fucking oddball tour. You follow me? I made a bad decision that I would never make that under other circumstances. I'm a firm believer when you're going in. If you like New England on Sunday, you better bet New England on. If you like New England on Monday, you better bet them on Sunday. Don't tell me New England all week and let Joey Diaz talk you into betting fucking the Jets because he's an asshole and you're a bigger asshole for listening to him. You know everything about New England. Why would I fucking talk? You follow what I'm saying to you? Never let somebody talk you out of your original plan. It's a 50-50 toss-up. Sometimes somebody, like a Narcos, they told the two DEA agents to stay back, and then they blew up fucking Korea. So it's always, you follow me? Sometimes it works in your favor. But if you believe in something, like I was headed to Nashville to see my niece. All of a sudden they call me, and they throw this extra money at me that I can't use. I really don't give a fuck about it. I really don't give a fuck about it. I'm content in my life.
Right.
And look at when kaput. So now I'm prepared for the next 10 years again because I wouldn't have done that 10 years. You follow what I'm saying to you?
Yeah. It's, I think I made that mistake a lot when I would leave a job too early. Like if I got offered a job somewhere else, I did that a couple times where I got offered a job, and like one time on Hell's Kitchen, they were like, okay, the show's ending. You can start looking for jobs, and I got one right away. And I didn't get called back for the next season of Hell's Kitchen. And I was kind of bummed. I was like, maybe I should have stayed to the end. Like, I feel like people do jump ship too early.
Well, we either jump ship or we see our eyes get bigger than our fucking stomach. You know, whatever that expression is. Mm-hmm. And in my world, it really didn't matter because I knew I had to pay for my own plane tickets, my own bus rides. All that shit comes out of your pocket. And trust me, that shit adds up. Luggage, $20. Luggage, $20 spares. You know, getting a cab with Tom Segura and the other guy. And next thing you know, it's an $80 cab ride. We don't know where you're going. You don't know where you're going. You don't know if the hotel's fucking 40 minutes from that fucking airport. Fuck. Here you are budgeting $22.50 and you get them at $64 a piece. So I know there's 1,000 by the ways on the road. Generally, people don't know this shit. I know this because I travel. I know that a little cup of water is $8 on a fucking in a terminal. You can't believe you're paying fucking $3.75 for a little thing of water. You can't believe it.
I won't.
You can't believe it. But what are you gonna do? Die of thirst? You get on the plane?
Fuck yeah.
Oh fuck that.
Oh yeah, I don't do that.
I get lightheaded. I need water. But that, they rob you from A to fucking Z.
Oh, it's terrible.
So I know, you go for a fucking donut, it's $4.25. How can a fucking donut, a Dunkin' Donut, be $4.25? Just shit like that regular people don't think about. I see it all. They get surprised now. Can you believe the hotel lobby wanted $6 for a cup of coffee? Fuck yeah, I do believe it. That's the way it is, bitch. That's the way it is, bitch.
What about like room service menus? Those are always and then they add tip to it?
No, room service will murder you quicker than fucking, heroin. Room service will fucking bury you, Jack. Because when you look at room service, the check when it comes, you almost die. All you see is $16.95 for those eggs.
And that's a lot.
And when it comes up to the fucking thing, they add 22%.
Plus like $3.
Plus a $3 fee, plus $6 for the waiter. And you sit there and going, oh my God, I just paid $41 for 2 eggs, 3 pieces of bacon, and 2 pieces of wheat toast. Am I fucking nuts? Am I fucking nuts?
Every time Paul and I go away, we're like, we're going to get room service this time. And like the most we ever do is like a dessert. Because we both look at each other, we're like, we can't, how are we going to spend $23 on eggs? Or like $60 on
people have no
chicken
idea.
Parm. Yeah.
People have no reality of what, or some people do. I have friends that we discuss when you go out what's going on, because they travel for a living. They're not necessarily comics. One guy's an attorney I always talk to. He lives in St. Louis, and he calls me, and he goes, I don't know how the fuck you do it. And I've been doing it a lot longer than you, so I know the curveballs, where you could get water, where you could do 1,000 things for free. And if not, just start shoplifting. Just start shoplifting at the airport. Mingle.
I'm worried about airport jail, though.
Pay for the fucking magazine, but steal the water. You know what I'm saying? Pay for the newspaper. They want $3 for a New York Post at LA Times, at LAX.
Yeah.
They want $3 for a fucking daily news at LAX.
You can't do that.
Fuck that shit. I just put it under my arm and make believe I brought it. It's brand fucking new. What's the matter? You getting anxiety?
I'm getting anxiety about, because they have people with guns there. I would never
You think
steal.
you're going to get shot for shoplifting, Lee?
I don't know.
You're almost worse than my fucking wife. You know that? You're going to get shot for shoplifting. Are you fucking crazy?
I don't think I'm going to get shot, but I don't also, what am I going to do? Call you and be like, hey, I didn't make it back from Boston
you're
this
hungry.
time?
Listen, dog, when you get caught shoplifting, there's 1,000 outs. First of all, you start eating in the fucking store. You just pick it up like it's yours.
And then you start eating it?
When I used to fucking fly, and I would sit back, I was the type of guy that would sit in the airport all day, just getting free plane tickets. Like I'm that mutt. Because I knew on Southwest I could use all those. So I would sit there all fucking day and I'd watch people and I go, look how dumb people are. When people order those coffees, I watch what coffee they'd order. And they'd be talking shit, and I'd click the fucking coffee.
You would not steal someone's order.
I don't give a fuck. 16 years ago, 17,
What are you going to do when they come up
ago?
to you like, I don't think your name is Diane?
They never got me. They never got me. I wait for a guy with his girlfriend that was in love, eating shit, looking around, kissing her. While he's telling her he's loving, I'm drinking his mocha latte. Fuck him. You got to pay attention. You got to fucking pay attention.
You do.
So if you don't pay attention, there's 1,000 people like me at that time that would clip you. They'll fucking clip you. And the side of your wallet's half hanging out. There's people who take it and give it to you. But there's people who bump into you and wait for that wallet to fall and they put their foot on it. And stand there like they're looking at a bird or something.
Jesus. I watched this video this guy did about like the car theft in Newark. And they said they always look for people who are looking at their phone at like a parking lot or something, and I always did that. So I stopped because it scared the shit out of me.
Rule number 1: once you're walking, put that fucking phone away. Put that fucking phone away. If you're walking, put that fucking phone away. That phone's in my pocket when I'm walking on silent. I don't want to hear from nobody if I'm fucking walking. If I'm walking, I'm looking around. I'm observing the fucking trees. We've had this fucking discussion.
Oh, right. No, I was talking about in the car. Like if you're sitting in like waiting at like a light or something crazy like that.
You're always looking, dog. Put that fucking phone away. Every day somebody gets killed because some jerk off's on the phone. And you want to look to see who texts you? Who gives a fuck? If you're driving and somebody calls you and they can tell you the same shit they're going to tell you in 20 minutes, call them back in 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Don't even answer the phone. You're driving. With your luck, you pull over, you stop at the light, you pick it up, and a motorcycle cop drop next to you and go, pull over. I wasn't even on the phone. You looked at your fucking phone. In Burbank, they'll give you a ticket for looking at your phone.
Fuck.
How do you think I know? Because I got one. I'm one of those assholes. Just looking at it. Because remember my clock in the Subaru keeps moving?
Right, yeah.
I looked at the clock on the phone. The guy tapped next to me.
God damn it. This is a little bit off topic, but it's about the cars. I was driving around the other day. There's kids taking Ubers now, which is crazy to me.
Well, when they get molested, the last 8 fucking months, every once a month there's a problem with a fucking Uber driver.
Yeah.
And I heard that Uber pays people off and covers it up, so the Uber name, I don't fucking know. Now you want to put your kid in the fucking... What'd I tell you about this area up here? These parents are raising kids, just ready to go down. Ready to fucking go down. You're not doing the kid no favor. If he's got an Uber, he's got a fucking cell phone, he's got the whole credit card, or maybe they put it on his credit card, whatever the fuck. You never know what these fucking people are doing. Uber, why is he Ubering? Because you don't want to give him a ride to fucking school. Oh my God.
Or a soccer practice.
You don't want to give him a ride to soccer practice because you're busy at yoga class. That's the only reason. This area would do that.
Oh, yeah.
This area up here where we podcast up here, 2-3 miles north from here, it's amazing. I would go to that fucking YMCA and see parents sitting there while the Mexican nanny was in the pool with the child. Those are the same parents that one day are going to be looking at each other. Why did he murder all those girls? Because you didn't jump in the fucking pool with him, you stupid motherfucker. He knew you had no investment in him. You couldn't even jump in the fucking pool. I see it at the parks when I go with Mercy. I see it all the time. And it breaks my fucking heart. 22 white kids, 22 Mexican nannies. We walk up there like strangers. Like people look at us like, why are you guys here? Don't you have a nanny? Like it's hip to have a fucking nanny.
When I was growing up, it was called an au pair, and I was in awe. Like I couldn't believe, because my mom and we spoke about it today. She kind of regrets not going back to work. Maybe when I got into middle school or something, because it hurt her now. But she was always home, and I couldn't even wrap my head around that your family would hire someone to be a permanent babysitter.
Okay, so let's say your Paul is working.
Right.
They made her a partner.
Okay.
In today's world, when you're an attorney, you gotta have the balls of a man. I hate to say that.
Oh yeah.
Because they don't stop for nobody. They don't stop. When it's a big time, law agency.
From you.
You snooze, you lose.
Oh,
you
right.
snooze, you lose. So that maternity leave, she's gonna be working. Not a lot from the house, finishing up what she started. She still has to call in every day, because if she just disappears for 6 weeks, by the time she comes back, she's a fucking dinosaur.
Right.
You have to assume that. You have to think that way, especially in law.
And I get that. I understand that the parents are busy. Like I'm not saying
you have a job by this time. Hopefully, you'll have a couple of your shops open. We'll still be doing the podcast. You're busy. You're making a little money. I get it. Worst case scenario, you fly mom out here, or you get fucking the mother-in-law. You're looking great. Come on, you could babysit. You cook all day, watch Telemundo, and raise the kid. You've raised 3 of them. I got all my great judgment in you. I'll come home at 1 after I finish with Joey and take him for an hour. You follow me? There's solutions. I didn't have a solution. It's me and Terry.
Right. No, and there's solutions, but to be very honest, like this is more like Paul will know. She worked real hard at law school. She wants to be a lawyer. I'm all for her being as successful as possible. If I had a wish, yeah, I want her to stay home and do what my mom did. It's weird, and she doesn't want to, and I completely understand it.
She's making $350,000 a year. You're pulling down $150. Do the arithmetic.
Right.
Looks like you'll be changing diapers, Jew boy. You know what I'm saying? Looks like you'll be mopping the floors and cleaning shit. And you know what? It's fine. Just get rid of one of the podcasts. Liz Carmouche.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, my love? How are you? Thank you very much for taking the time and calling. I know you're training down there with the brothers Johnson down there.
Oh, thank you.
How are you?
I'm doing really well. What about you?
I'm doing pretty good, too. I got to tell you, man, when Eddie said you were participating in EBI 8, I was really excited, but I'm really excited because, no bullshit, Liz Carmouche, I'm a big fan of yours, man. I'm a big fan of your heart and your balls. So
Thank you.
you always prove it. I love that you serve your country. I couldn't. I had felonies. I fucked up. But I really got a lot of respect for you, man. You did something that a lot of people didn't do. You just went in there. You didn't give a fuck. So I love you to death, and this is an honor for me. How's it feel? Now, Eddie was telling me that you're going up against Mrs. Henderson, Benson Henderson's wife, but this is the second match. You won the first match, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And how did you win the first match? By points? Submission?
No, it was a submission-only tournament. I won by a darce.
Look at you. So now you're going back in against her. How you feeling?
I'm feeling really good. We've done a lot of work. That was I took what would be kind of my first ever vacation with my mom, and I got a phone call, and they're like, hey, if you want, we have an opportunity for a tournament. I'm like, oh, and I'm stuffing my face being fat because I'm on vacation. And decided, you know what, let me just go for it. It's been so long since I competed, I can't not take it. So I really wasn't prepared, but still ended up doing really well in the tournament. And this one I'm actually training for, so I have a lot more confidence in it. When
was the last time you competed in a BJJ tournament?
Oh, it's been, I think, 2 years.
Wow. Okay. I thought this was just recently when you had beaten her. Okay.
Oh, no, this one was, yeah. But before that, prior to this tournament, I haven't competed in a tournament for 2 years. It's been with the UFC. It's really hard to get a match that's actually authorized.
Right. No, I understand. How are you feeling now? How many days have you gotten the training in before this match?
Since the last one, I haven't stopped training. So
okay.
I was on vacation. Even on vacation, I still managed to do some stops. After that tournament, I was back to training Monday morning.
Look at you. All right. Yeah. Where'd you go on vacation?
I just traveled around California. There's a lot of sites I've never seen, like the Redwoods. I haven't gone up to the San Francisco, the Bay Area. So we kind of drove up north, we went to La Jolla, did all the little, the typical California sightseeing things in San Diego.
Where are you from originally?
Originally from Okinawa. My mom's originally from New York City.
Okay, all right. And no, it's great driving up the coast, and you could stop at some great jiu-jitsu schools, as good as they get, all the way up to San Francisco. You're stopping in some great places, so yeah, I'm sure you're ready for this. This is pretty neat that you're doing this for Eddie. Eddie has really grown a lot in my eyes. I've known Eddie for 15, 16 years before he even had the schools. So to see Eddie do this, it's a real honor to be a friend to him. And now to have you competing, oh my God, I'm so excited.
Me too.
What are your plans on this? You going to go back for the darts?
Again, it'll be an opening. And in all honesty, up until that tournament, I've never landed a darts in practice, ever.
Oh.
It's one of those moves where I go for it all the time, and it just never works out. And in this tournament, I won every single match with the darts.
That's crazy.
So, I mean, if the opportunity opens up again, awesome. But I expect that after she saw me win the whole tournament with darts, she's probably going to be prepared for that and defending, so there'll be something else to open her.
So then you got to hit it with something simple, like a little Kimura or something like that.
Something simple or something completely crazy and off the wall and really complex.
Now, when is your next UFC fight, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm still hoping. We kind of have something that's coming down the mill, and it looks like we might have something I can't release yet that I'm really excited for, because just like competing, it's been 2 years since I competed in jiu-jitsu, and it's been over a year since I competed in MMA.
Oh, my God.
So hopefully something soon. Yeah.
And have you had injuries, Liz?
I had injuries, and then I also had some family members. My mom had to have surgery, so I helped take care of her, and some other things came up where it just, one thing after another hit, and it seems like I just had to take some time off to really take care of that and focus on my personal life as well as my business. And now I've been able to get everything back on track. Everything's doing really great, so now I'm able to focus back on fighting and training.
Now, where's your mom living now?
Now she lives in New Mexico.
Oh, wouldn't it be great if she was still in NYC and they put you on the card in November and shit or something? Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
She will lose her mind. I would, too.
I was just thinking about it.
Everybody dreams about that. Oh.
Where's your mom from?
She lived all over New York City.
Okay, yeah, so it would mean the world to her.
In all different parts, yep.
It would mean the world to her just to go down, because she's probably been to the Garden for the fucking circus, the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah,
I used to go down there for everything too. So to go down there to see your daughter fight.
Oh yeah, we went to New York City to visit some of her family, and we went and saw some shows there. The whole, the typical sightseeing in New York City, and to go back and if I could actually fight there, woo.
All right,
that'd be amazing.
We'll have to petition for it, Liz. What do you think?
That would be great.
Could you be ready?
That's something I would love to be part of.
What is it? 10 weeks out? 12
Absolutely.
weeks out?
I haven't stopped training since everything went right. My life got all back on track. I haven't stopped training, and I'm ready to go. I can go in 2 weeks notice if they ask me.
Well, you know what, man? I wish you nothing but good luck. I mean, you have a great attitude. You took time to take care of moms, and in my world, that's aces. So you got good things coming to you. I don't want to take you that long. Thank you very much for calling in. You have a fan here, and I'll see you Sunday night, my love.
All right, thank you so much.
Good luck, all right, Liz? Thank you again.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Liz Carmouche, ladies and gentlemen. Went for Ronda Rousey, fell a little short, you know what I'm saying? But at least she had the heart to go. She didn't get hypnotized.
Right.
She didn't believe the fucking hype. I have to give her props. I didn't even know she did MMA. I didn't even know she did fucking BJJ tournaments. So this is great. For a lot of people who don't know, EBI 8 is Sunday on Budo Videos. If you don't live around it, if you live around the area, it's at the Orpheum Theater. I think there's tickets still available. Like I said, listen, man, I know Eddie when he was teaching at the boxing gym on Santa Monica.
Bomb Squad.
The Bomb Squad. Now all of a sudden he's got his own goddamn tournament. You know what I'm saying? So to see this is unbelievable. People are talking about EBI rules. People are talking about this and that. So it's just really impressive. Hold on 1 second. I guarantee this is my car.
You think so? It could also be mine. The NSA is coming after us, folks.
No, some truck around the street or some shit.
Fucked up.
Not only that's interesting that you brought up that conversation tonight, because I'm trying to write the book, and where I'm at right now is learning about life. Like I have to write these chapters for Gordon, these sample chapters.
Right.
And I'm still stuck like in 1981.
How old were you then?
17.
Oh, yeah, that's a tough... Right after your mom died.
Yeah, so it was a year and a half after my mom died, and all that spoilage bullshit I had was going away. Like, I always did my laundry, I always got my own sneakers, but there was just that little attitude thing I had. I don't want to eat this. I don't want to do this. And now I was forced to do it. And it was a realm that was even harder than losing my mother. It was such an obstacle. But the reason why I lost it, I always say to you that if my mother wouldn't have died today, I would have been the softest man ever. I would have still been living in the basement. She probably been changing my sheets. I would have vacuumed. I would have probably still had a part-time job or something. But I just wouldn't have been a hustler.
Do you think you'd still be living there? Like in that same house?
Listen, man, if you're a fucking man and you're not living with your mom and you ain't married, you're fucked up. Even if you're making fucking money, I don't give a fuck. Take the basement, tell her to live with you upstairs. I would. But this is coming from a guy who doesn't have a mom's. So you got to understand.
Right.
Everybody's different. I'm sure you don't want your mom living upstairs from you now. Every time you eat a star and come home, you think she's gonna come down and lecture you and shit. You couldn't do it. Some people couldn't do it.
No.
Some people, I couldn't. I could never face my mom. I think it would eat me up alive. Eat me up alive. I tried while that year or two I was getting high before she passed.
Right.
And I would Visine, Banaka, cologne, wash my hands, and I would really wait to not be that high in front of her.
I never did it ever in front of her. The only time was like one of the last times she visited. We had a podcast, and I went home and I had dinner, and I think because she's kind of softened to it a little bit, because when I came home and had dinner, I ate like 3 portions of meatloaf, but other than that, I think she was expecting something different from someone who's really stoned. And when I was normal, I think she was like, "Oh, okay, he's being okay, he's being safe."
I think I would have had a hard time with it, especially now thinking about it. Now when I'm raising Mercy, I'm not trying to take it to the toy store. I'm not trying to lure her with that type of shit. You know, I'm trying to. She's been showing me every time she goes to church, they give her a Hot Wheel, a brand new fucking Hot Wheel. So for the last month, I want to go get the track. You know me, dog. I'm fucking 53 going on 10. Listen, there's not a lot of games I like. There's not a lot of shit I want to do in my life, but there's one thing I always liked, and that was motherfucking Hot Wheels since I was a kid. I had the tire with all the cars in it, the 24 carrier. Then they had the 48 carrier on both sides. I was a Hot Wheel fucking fanatic. I got beat with the fucking Hot Wheel. You ever get smacked with one of those things in the ass when you got white underwear on? Your mom hit you behind the leg with one of those things?
With the Hot Wheel?
You have no idea what that feels like, getting hit behind your fucking thighs with Hot Wheel.
Would she throw them or what?
No, it was just she would tell me to pick them up or something. And then she'd tell me to go to her room, and as she was cleaning them up, as I'd run by, she'd whack me with one of those fucking things. You get whacked with one of those fucking Hot Wheels, Jack, you know you've been whacked. You understand me? So I always loved Monopoly. I had all those dumb games. I had Please Don't Spill the Beans. I had all those stupid fucking games. But nothing got my dick harder than playing with fucking Hot Wheels. Some of them, the doors opened. I couldn't do a lot of damage. I didn't have to be a mechanic. Some of them, the hoods opened. You know, all I had to really do was put the fucking track together. It took me fucking 6 months to learn how to make it loop-de-loop. The car would always fall from the fucking top. That was the first Rubik's Cube. You understand? That's the first fucking thing they give you when you're like 5, and it fucks your world up because they keep doing it on TV.
And you can't get it to loop-de-loop?
And you can't do it to loop-de-loop. They had a scam. So what you had to do is you had to buy the track they gave you, but then once you got that thing, they throw it by the way at you, Mattel. They said, if you want the loop-de-loop, you got to get the extra extension so you get that extra power down your fucking living room. And then if you watch closely in the commercial, that's what they had. They had the extra fucking extension on it. So you had to go back to the fucking store and get the extension that came with an extra fucking car. You know what I'm saying? They banged you out, that fucking Mattel. Then you took it back home. Now your fucking car loop-de-looped.
That's does that even still exist?
What, Hot Wheels?
Well, like just toys like that for kids.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm gonna go get a fucking online, see what kind of Hot Wheel tracks they got.
All right.
I guarantee they got shit that'll blow your mind. Now I'm scared to go down to Toys R Us because I know I'm gonna get the big fucking track from my office and put it right in there, and I don't give a fuck.
Ooh, they have a 4-lane one.
This is what I'm talking about. When I was growing up, you had a 1-laner. That's it. You had one fucking lane, then they had the 2 and the 3 to race around and shit. Come on now, dog. And then you get the car later on that's actually electronic, and it flies around. I forget the name of that one. I don't know what the fucking name of that one was. That's a small one, too.
I know it's not Hot Wheels, but I had one that was like kind of electric, and you had like a little trigger, and it would race around. Do you know what that's called? That was fucking fun.
I had something like that. I just don't even remember. I vaguely remember it, to be honest with you. But I can't raise Mercy how I was raised. Whenever I travel, I bring Mercy something from the airport, $6.99. One of those fucking dolls they have. I forget the brand. They were big Beanie Babies.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, it's just $6.99. Whenever I go there or wherever I go to CVS, I bring her back a fucking Beanie Baby. Okay, that's the extent of it. You know, she said no or something the other day today, and I got mad and I said, next time you say no to your mom, I'm gonna put you in the room. You know, she went in there by herself. That's the type of soldier she is.
She put herself in timeout. No, it's
I don't want her to be like me at any fucking age. They were telling me shit at an early age that they should have been fucking telling me. And you know, people can't handle that shit when you're an adult. Never mind a fucking 5 or 6-year-old kid. And that's why I was acting the way I was acting. In hindsight, I think about this shit, you know, so there's certain things I knew and certain privileges I had gotten, and they should have never fucking done that with me. You can't do that with a child. So I learned from it. So now I know how to raise Mercy without that bullshit. When I see these kids on Ventura Boulevard at the audition places, and they have their headshots on the floor. And there's people who need a seat, and they got 3 seats taken, and the parents should go, pick up your fucking, what are you, crazy? But that you're giving your kid a certain power to think who the fuck they are by acting that way. And you can't give your kid that power at the age of 8 or 9 or 10. You know, that's why I don't want, people call me all the time, hey, have you considered, we made a thing for your daughter if you want to put a headshot in there. You know what? I don't think so. I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so. Not even at that early age. I don't think so. Yeah, she'd get a college tuition by getting a good commercial. But you know what? What if she gets into that life and she buys into it at an early age? I didn't buy into it because I was 30 fucking something when I did my first thing.
Really? You were that old? Like, because you came here at like 32, right? Something like that?
No. I came here in 97. So I was 34 years old.
How would your life have been different if you didn't go to prison?
I was always doomed for prison.
Really?
It was either going to get me now or get me later. I'm very happy it happened when it happened. Very fucking happy it happened when it happened. They were either going to get me that time or they were going to get me in the next city.
For something worse?
For something worse or something. Who knows? The worst thing you could let a fucking cocaine junkie think is that he could get away with things. Especially with a weapon. I would have been a different person. Everybody changes once you get away with something like that. You got a certain fucking air to you. So I'm very happy that happened when it happened. It shattered my life for a while, but I don't know how I did it. I put it back together. Now I respect that side of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I just meant more along the lines of, like, the way you were with, like, the drugs and robbing. Like, if you had come to Hollywood at, like, let's say 24.
No. I would have never made it. I went to that weed store the other day up here, and I seen them do something very fucking weird.
Okay.
I seen them at 10:15 in the morning go and fill up their ATM bag. But they basically went out there with a fucking shopping bag filled with money.
Whew.
And they filled the ATM machine right in front of me. I could either sell that information or I could take some guy to kick in the door and I'm there with you with a walkie-talkie, a piece in your ear, guiding you through the whole thing. And you'd have to do it right, but you're going to walk out of there with some loot. But you still got to get the owner to take them to the safe because they got cash in there they don't report. They don't put in the bank. They put the credit card receipts in the bank and they hold on to that cash, and that's how they rotate their reefer. So if you go there or somewhere close to there, there's a safe with 200 large in it somewhere. And that's a nice weed store. So they got loot. This is how my eyes were 25 years ago.
It sounds like they're still that way, though. Well, like, you still notice it, but you just don't do it?
I still notice it. I still notice all the mistakes. If I go in there one more time at 10:15 and I see them doing that at 10:15, they're doomed. They're doomed.
What are you going to do?
25 years ago? No, not now.
Oh, okay.
25 years ago, they're doomed. I'd figure out how to be in there at 10:15. But the problem is they have your ID, so you couldn't do it. I'd have to sell the information to somebody who was liable. Somebody I knew that would go in there and do the fucking thing clean. And the only way you could do it, just like I told you today, is go in there, pull them all in the back and explain to them what you want and right away shoot somebody in the kneecap. Let them go down, let them yell and shit. Take the owner right to the back. You got a guy covering everybody, and he opens up the safe and gives it to you. You give him back 10 grand, tell him you love him, and then you'll see him again and run the fuck out of there. You take that car and you fly the other fucking direction on cold water, and you pray for the best. And you got both fucking roads right there. You can hit the 170 or the 100.
That's
somewhere,
menacing. I'm going to see you later.
Somewhere,
that guy's going to freak out.
Somewhere along the line, you'd have to have a switch car and break up, because that to be the 3 or 4 of us. Now, it's not money to fucking retire in the Cayman Islands and buy a hotel. No. But when you're a street piece of shit, 50,000 is a lot of loot for fucking 15 minutes work. Plus a jar of reefer. Because you know I'm taking 2 or 3 jars of reefer with me. But that's how loose they are, Lee. They're that loose. I saw it.
I think I know the answer, but you never get tempted. Like if
No.
you, if like not even like I'm okay. Like that's probably a bad example. I'm not
even
saying
close.
rob a store, but like let's say you were at CVS, right, and their deposit bag was on the counter, and there was no cashiers.
No.
No?
There's cameras everywhere today, Lee. They're either going to find me in a week or they're going to find me in 6 months, but they're going to find me because they're going to take those posters and send them to all the CVS's. And eventually somebody's going to go. And I'm talking about, I hate to say this word to you. Am I talking about now or am I talking about 6 years ago before the podcast?
Either one.
When every once in a while somebody would say, that guy looks familiar. No. You following me? I'm talking about before The Longest Yard and shit like that. They're going to get you in a month now with cameras. You basically can't do nothing. See, there's more cameras out there than what you know.
Oh yeah, like all the street lamps and all that stuff.
So when you're walking down, you cross from the fucking train in North Hollywood Station, and you walk to all those fucking bars there on Lancashire. You have like 1, 2, and the bar on the corner of the Federal, where they shot the Sons of Anarchy across from that fucking place. Right there. Whatever you do there is on tape on 18 different cameras, plus what's flying around you.
Yeah, the drones and it's there was this thing, and I was just someone destroyed something the other day, but a drone caught them. Like they caught them destroying like this natural formation, and it's getting kind of like it's good that they caught that, I guess, but it's getting kind of weird. Like it's getting kind of scary to go outside now.
No, it's not.
You don't think so?
No. It's scary depending where you go and what time you fucking go.
I just keep looking. I was thinking about you today.
First of all, you leave the house. You're in a positive fucking state of mind, okay?
Right, okay.
You don't have to have a gun.
No.
You don't have to have none of that stuff. You leave your house. It's a beautiful day to be alive, even if you got $2 in your pocket. Because you're alive, okay? You walk down the fucking street. You're walking, your chin's up, your chest is out, you're breathing. But the beautiful thing is you're not looking at your fucking phone, Lee. If you pay attention, America's a beautiful fucking thing. Now, let's say I take you and I go, Lee, I need a big favor. Take me down to Mexicanville to get heroin. And I leave you in the car by yourself, and you don't really know the game. You're going to get mugged. You put yourself in that position. Now, listen. Me and you could be going right now to Big Wings after this.
Right.
We walk over. We go to cross the street. The light's perfect. And a guy runs a red light and kills us both. There's a percentage of that. There's a percentage that when we go to Big Wings to get wings, fucking Johnny Goomba is going to go in there and shoot a bunch of us because somebody fucked his girlfriend. Listen, man, you can't live like that. You can never live like that. I would never want somebody to live that way. Things could happen all the fucking time, Lee. Bad things could happen all the fucking time. And in the weirdest fucking situations.
Right, yeah, and that's the fucking scary part. Like,
but if you keep your head on top and you're not looking straight ahead and you're watching the cars coming, and if you walk down the street and for some reason it's 82 degrees, but that guy's got a hooded sweatshirt on and there's a bump under his fucking shirt. Or there's a lot of things you can't control. If there's an earthquake and a building falls on your head, you ain't fucking the Hulk. You ain't holding up that fucking building.
Right.
But you can't, listen, in my world, it scrambles through my world from time to time. What if I get on a fucking plane tomorrow and the plane crashes? What if I get on a plane, Alibaba and the 40 fucking thieves are on the fucking plane? What if I get on a fucking plane and, dog, there's 1,000 possibilities in your life. But you got to live your life. You can't, listen, you know why I know this, Lee?
Why?
Because I told you once, I told everybody on this, listen to this podcast, there is nobody that's more scared than I am of life. If I would be a millionaire, I would stay in my house all the time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And you would know that. But it wouldn't be because of fear. It would be because, social fears. It would be because of 1,000 fears. But it wouldn't be fear because the world might fucking end. You don't think I worry about my wife? You don't think I worry about my child? You don't think I worry about my friend Timmy driving a truck in New York all night? You don't think I worry about D'Agostino driving on the 405 all fucking day? You don't think I worry about Tommy East still in the fucking van? I know the realities that Tommy Easton knows the realities of living in a van. But, it's when Kate came in here 8 months ago and she was talking about moving in a van. Obviously, you don't know the realities of living in a fucking van.
No.
Listen, man, bad things happen to good people. Bad things always happen to great people, and it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. Right now, tonight, I could leave here. Some guy comes up looking for fucking pussy, and he shoots you in the fucking chest. No reason. No rhyme or reason. You had nothing to do with his fucking world. And you're gone. That could happen also. A lot of things happen like that. But you always have to live your life.
I do try to push it out. Like it's not. I don't feel like it's something I dwell on all day. But
I dwell on it at night. There's one night every 10 days that I lay down and a horrible thought comes to my mind about my family or my daughter or myself, and I have to actually get up. The reason why I have to get up is because it's a reality.
fuck.
I could pass it through my mind, but I can't digest it. So I just do what I was doing, smoke a number, watch TV for a while, and get the thought out of my head and say a prayer. Because listen, if you think at 15, 16, I thought my mom was going to die, you're fucking crazy.
Right.
You're fucking crazy. Who thinks they're going to get up in the middle of the night and find somebody on the floor? Whether it's your mom, your uncle, your sister, your brother. Who? Who in this right fucking world? Nobody. That's the last thing anybody ever thinks about. That's the last thing anybody thinks about. When you guys go to dinner and we crack jokes for an hour and we giggle and shit and, you know, we tell stories and then you get in your car and I go in my car and somebody else goes in their car and we say goodbyes and I'll see you tomorrow. What time? 3:30. I'll see you tomorrow. When you get that call at 4 in the morning that he got hit by a drunk driver. But wait a second. This is a fucking dream. This is a fucking dream. That's the same way I felt when Dominic Special died. That's the same way I felt when Anthony Balzano died. I just saw him at 6 o'clock. What do you mean he went to Pathmark at 9 o'clock at night? I just saw him at 6. He was going home for dinner. He was going to study for a math test tomorrow. You understand me? Things happen in life. That's what makes life live, is that things happen, people pass, and one day you have to learn how to live without them. Somebody passed in my life a couple of years ago. It's really weird the friends you gather and the relationships you have with them. And some of them pass, and you say a prayer for them, you send flowers, you go to the funeral, you think of them from time to time. I have a friend that passed maybe 4 or 5 years ago, maybe right before, around Grudge Match.
Right, yeah.
Like I talked to him while I was shooting Grudge Match. And he was a dear friend of mine. He's the guy that took me out of fucking Jersey. He talked me into going to Colorado with him and buying a car and putting it under my name. Then he crashed it. And it was just, we hooked up in 83, and obviously we were friends till he passed 3 years ago. And it was a friendship that I talked to him once a week. You know, when I was back there, I don't meet with a lot of people. There would be one night a week in 93 where he would pick me up on Monday nights. We'd drive down the shore together. We'd go on his boat. We'd go back to his house, eat the fish. We'd smoke pot. We'd watch a movie, and then we'd go to bed. And he'd drive me back to New York City the next day at 4:45 in the morning. I'd be by Madison Square Garden at fucking 5:30 a.m. walking around.
Why so early?
Because that's when he was in charge of all the window washers in like 6 or 7 buildings. Him and his brother worked at the World Trade Center for a while, and they moved him around. But I spoke to him, you know, various times. When he came out here, he was in Huntington Park. And I actually scheduled the gig down there. It was like 2 days after my neck surgery with the fat ball. I actually scheduled a gig down there just so I could see him, and he came with his brother. And I had a great time with him. And another time we went to fucking Atlantic City, and on the way there we were eating those contaminated crab legs with blood on them and shit. We got a call from Linda Rowe to go to Connecticut and do a comedy gig. He drove me. And just shit like that, you know. And sure enough, a couple of years ago he passed. And I gotta tell you something. I still keep his number in my phone. I got his number in my phone, Nakafoley's number in my phone. I got like 3 people who punched the ticket in the last 3 or 4 years. I kept their fucking number just because that's the type of psycho I am. I'm just having, their phone got disconnected for a few weeks. I'll bump into them someday. You know what I'm saying? Like, I keep it that way. But Jimmy, I think about once a day. I'm craving. The reason why I've been thinking about him the last 5 days, he used to make this dish. Lee, you ready?
Tell me.
He'd get spaghetti. He'd boil it.
Good start.
Boil it. Nice. He had it perfect. While he was cooking the fucking spaghetti, he'd fry up some bacon. All right? And then he'd take the bacon off and he'd let it get really, really crispy. Really crispy. And then he'd take the fucking spaghetti out and he'd put it in the strainer. And then when it was in the strainer, he'd throw a piece of fucking butter in that motherfucker. And he'd start right there working it with the butter and shit. Then he'd throw that right into the fucking thing.
With the bacon?
Not yet. Then he'd throw the bacon on top of that. Some more butter on top of that. And then he'd get an egg yolk. And throw the egg yolk on top of that. And he'd mix it in real fucking good. And he'd throw some salt and pepper on that motherfucker. And Lee, it was delicious. Delicious.
It sounds amazing.
Delicious. Oh, but you got proteined up. If you were lifting weights, forget about it. He would cook a big pot of it once a week and just put it in the freezer, on the refrigerator, I'm sorry. And from time to time, you could take the pot out and just take a bowl, put it in the microwave oven, and bang, you had yourself some fucking pasta. The bacon bits were tremendous, how he made them. I could never make it that way. And I've been dying to make it for my daughter because it's something different. It's like a Puerto Rican fettuccine Alfredo.
Right.
But I don't think she'll eat it with the bacon in it.
She doesn't like bacon?
Who the fuck knows? She eats bologna. She calls it salami. I don't.
What are you going to do with her?
Yeah, I don't know. What am I going to do with her? I got enough problems with you and shit like that. What am I going to do?
It's been fun going up on Tuesday nights. I've been enjoying it.
Lee, that was the weirdest thing ever last night. People, let me explain something to you. You could do comedy. When you first start out in comedy, you do what's called open mics. And there where you show up and you sign up. And there's a bunch of dickheads who think they're movie stars. And they get up and they do horrible material. And you wait there all night. You do comedy in front of other comedians. And it's hell. It really is hell. It really is it's like going to fucking die every time you go to those places. Because emotionally, you fucking die.
It's been really... I don't know how comedians develop in open mics. Because very rarely do you get any positive reinforcement. So I'm like, how do you know what is good? Because
all you're learning how to do is becoming a wordsmith at that point. You're just going up there. You're just hitting numbers.
Oh,
open mics are numbers. I don't know what the magic number is for Lee Syatt. For Joe Diaz, it may be 850 open mics. But for Lee Syatt, right now, where I see, maybe 200 open mics and you'll be feature acted.
No.
Yes.
I don't think I want to be. No.
No. But it's good that you're doing it because now I can take you on the road and shit.
I'll
give you the small 100. You do 8 shows.
That'd be fun.
Sure, it'll be fun. You're not doing nothing else in your life, cocksucker.
I never thought this was anything because it's a story that everyone knows that I didn't want to talk on here. But now, like, I'm so.
Now I can't shut you the fuck up.
Yeah, that's true. That's also
now
true.
I gotta smack you twice to talk and 18 times to shut up. You're like a crime relocation witness guy. Lee, no. Let me tell you something. I love going to the Comedy Store, and I love going to the Laugh Factory, and I love going to the Improv. But I've been doing it for 20 years, guys, in January. And you go to a comedy club, not to stay there. It depends how you use it, you know. The Comedy Store is a great club, but when I go in there, I go to work, bro. It's work. 10 years ago, it was a little bit more fun.
When you're doing more rooms like last night?
Then you have a thing called these open mics, which people who have been doing comedy over 10 years, they don't go to them. Your pride just says, I'm not going to them no more. I've always known that that's the heart of comedy. I always know that when I need to improve or I need to be thankful for what I've done and what I have to go to open mics. And years ago, it would be those Mexican rooms. Because it's very weird to go on stage at the Comedy Store when you first get here and have Gary Shandling bring you up. And then you're bringing up Dice. But at the same time, that same night, I was bringing up a Mexican dude with a limp and another one that stutters down in some cougar room in fucking Pomona. Do you follow me?
So that must fuck with your head.
It didn't fuck with my head.
It doesn't?
It made me a better comedian, balanced me out. It showed me that comedy was comedy. It doesn't matter who the fuck you're on stage with. You got to work the same fucking way, whether Jesus Dice is there or fucking Dave Chappelle is there or some open mic kid from fucking Redlands. It really doesn't fucking matter. That's what that taught me. So for years, I would go to clubs that Willie ran, Felipe Esparza ran, that you get stabbed at. All right? But at the same time, I ended up at the Comedy Store at no other spot. So no matter how bad it was in that room, you follow where I was working at? I was working both sides of the fucking fence just to balance my head out right so it wouldn't overwhelm me.
That's a smart way to do it.
I had to, Lee. I had to.
So, like, do you think if people, like, just start going to the store and get passed right away, like you got passed right away,
okay.
And if you were just doing amazing spots, do you think...
I got passed at the Comedy Store the same way I got my blue belt.
Okay.
I was a hard worker. I put together a set.
Mm-hmm.
It took me a long time. It took me 6 years of my life to work hard to get into the Comedy Store. And I'm not going to lie to nobody. The first 2 years, I was dicking off. So for 4 years, I gave up everything. I lived in an office. I went to fucking jail for arguing with some chick's boyfriend and getting arrested for domestic violence. I lived on scraps. Josh Wolf helped me out. I mean, it was a nightmare. I lived in a basement with a fucking bed and a bench for dinner. It was completely of who the fuck I was. It was completely out of my comfort zone. But the whole time, I was fucking evolving, and I wasn't even knowing it. I wasn't even knowing it. I was shedding that skin, and I wasn't even knowing it. I wasn't even fucking knowing it. So it took me basically 6 years. I was to that point. Now, was I a good comic to be at the store? No. I've seen better comics that got into the store. But she liked characters. And that's what I had on my side.
And that's not a knock against you.
No, but here's the problem. She gave me a run. And in that run, I developed into a comedian somewhere or another. Not a great comedian, not even a very, very good comedian. I developed into a good comedian. What's a good comedian? He's a comedian for the comics in the back. He has a couple good jokes. You know, he might bomb 2 nights a week, but the other 2 nights, people are going to be scared to follow him.
And I think the other benefit to doing multiple sets a night is I never really feel an itch to go up. I enjoy going up Tuesdays, but when we're always all standing outside after Tuesday, I'm always like, I wonder if I could, like, there's a late one I could do. Like, it's fun. Like, once you start doing it, I want to keep doing it. It's like it definitely has like a
Do you see what that's becoming up there?
Yeah, it's real fun.
That's becoming what my life was like in Seattle.
Really?
For this special, I wanted to take myself back. When D'Agostino said he was doing a party up there, he called me and he goes, Joey, this is a nice place. I knew I was shooting a special. I go talk to the guy. He called me back. He goes, I got the room. Do you want to do the September 8th? I got sick, obviously. But I've been up there every night since July 16th.
Yeah.
Or July 22nd, or whatever the fuck it was. I've been up there every one of those nights. And the main reason why I'm doing that is because I wanted to take myself to square one for this special. I wanted to go back to that level. Even though I'm closing the room, I want to go back to that camaraderie what made me happy about comedy. You know, once you step over the line and you're in those Hollywood clubs and those little side clubs they have in Santa Monica, you have a lot of agents and managers, and you have a lot of the other side of the business people at these clubs. So people tend to act differently. They do different material in front of agents. They try to smile, you know. And that's great. I'm sure I did the same fucking shit, you know. But at the same time, it's nice to do comedy when there's nobody gonna be there. Just regular bar people talking to you. That we met that really nice guy last night that offered us a studio and a camera. We met those dudes from Kansas City that were cool as shit. You know, people have been coming out. It's 10, 11, 12 people. We end the fucking show at 11:45. Everybody goes home early. Nobody's drinking and driving. Sometimes we have a bag of weed. Sometimes we sit around and we get a bunch of finger food for a bunch of guys. And you have no idea what it does for me.
You look forward to it?
Look forward to it every fucking Tuesday. Because it's a complete different side of where I'm at now. I go to these shows and they're fucking sold out. And people want to hear certain material. And I don't blame them. You know, they paid a ticket price. They want to fucking see what makes them laugh and whatever. But it's also really nice to go on stage without any of that pressure. Last night, the waitress said, "Are you guys going to stay?" And I go, "I didn't know we were leaving." And she goes, "We think we really like for you guys to stay." Listen, after I shoot this special, first place I'm going to be that Tuesday is at that place.
Just starting over. Because I'm not disappointed, but I look forward to certain things. That I want to see how jokes are evolving for the special. Because I don't really get to see you do those stuff because you do it on the weekends. And you don't really ever repeat stuff on Tuesdays, so I get bummed out. I'm like, ah.
Well, I got the same people in there, and what I'm trying to do is work a complete different muscle. That's it. And you know what? Every week you tape it for me, and I'll show you that comic notebook with the dates. Every week there's 2 lines in there that might not be useful now, but someday they're going to be right there when I need them. Someday I'm going to go through that notebook, and they're going to be right motherfucking there where I need them.
So you have like a notebook of like just like lines?
I just started this since this special. Willie's going to give me a notebook with the set list. We're going to tape Friday. I don't think you come down Friday and Saturday, but I'll bring my iPhone. D'Agostino.
Okay.
No, D'Agostino will tape it. He'll tape both shows Friday and Saturday. And then that tape I'm going to send to Willie. And then we're going to meet Tuesday. And then we leave for Austin Thursday. Austin, I'm going to start shaping it up.
Okay.
Cutting fat. I'm going to tape the sets. Then I come back Tuesday night. And then boom, Wednesday I'm in New York City. I haven't decided on doing sets in the city because I got to see a lot of people this time. So Thursday and Friday and Saturday I'm in the city. That's 4 more shows. Now I come home and I'm home a whole fucking week. So that whole goddamn week I'm on stage. One night with you, one night with Willie. Taping, the next day just writing. That whole week I'm not doing much. I don't even think I'm going to jiu-jitsu.
Wow.
I'm just going to go to the YMCA and throw weights around in the morning after I drop off Mercy. So I could give it a bigger window.
Okay.
I can train myself. Like I've been doing 2 hours, now I got to go to 4. I got to find the spot where I could go to every day and write without a phone, write without anything. A diner or something where I could sit in the back and nobody will bother me for 3 or 4 hours. That's my next venture. We can't go to NoHo because the food is so bad. I'll last 2 fucking hours in there. But that's the plan now. There's no more wasted time, and that Dark Horse Saloon is going to be the nucleus of it.
Yeah, it's a great. I look forward to it too, man. I'm
really surprised we're not getting more. I don't know how to say it without saying it the wrong way. A lot more
interest.
No, more higher up comics.
Oh, okay.
You know, I don't understand why, being that there's a lot of comics in the Valley. They go down to Hollywood, and on the way back, they could stop in there. See, that would be the ticket. If you promote the room like the show starts at 9, but the show really starts at 11:30. And that's when you get like 3 fucking good comics to come up and do a half hour apiece. And you're keeping people there till 1 o'clock. That's the show that I'd love to put together there in the future. And I would host it. You know what I would charge them? Not a dime. It
Really?
would be, yeah, it would just be a fucking family Tuesdays.
So from 9 to 1?
Yeah. Have comics stop in, like hitters, like people who've been on television, just to pop in and do 30 minutes in front of 10 people. HBO reached out to them to write a special, Damon Wayans, somebody like that. I used to see it all the time at the Comedy Store, but nobody's allowed to do past 15 minutes anymore at the store. So now a lot of people aren't going down there to work out their sets.
Oh, okay.
You follow me? So they have to give them a lot of sets. A lot of people don't want that. So 15 minutes here, 20 minutes here, and then 15 upstairs. Forget it. I'll just go to one place where I can do an hour.
So how can you get the word out to the comics?
Well, they'll find out eventually that there's a good room on Reseda on Tuesday fucking nights. It's, 15 to 20 people tops. 8 of them are comedians, and just go up there and try your luck. Come down. What do you got to fucking lose?
Get some s'mores.
Like I said last night, that's where it all starts. In those little fucking comedy rooms is where comedy fucking starts. People come out here and they, I can't wait to perform at the Comedy Store. I can't wait to perform at the Improv. Slow down, Nelly. Slow down. You walk in there's somebody in there, you bombed, they're not going to put you back on stage. Be prepared, learn the fucking terrain, and then go down there and test the fucking waters. And don't get me wrong, that was the first place I went. I went to the store first, and I got on stage at the Laugh Factory the next night. First 2 off the bat, just to see what it was about. Just to see what it's about, right? Why not? I'm moving here.
And the store went well. How did the Laugh Factory go?
I did well, but Jamie didn't like me. He said I was too dirty. So he told me not to come back there until I cleaned up my act. I was back there 2 weeks later on a Monday night.
Any cleaner?
No. And I continued doing that Monday night every night for about a year. The Latin show there. But he didn't work Monday nights, so he didn't have to look at the lineups. I was an independent producer. So he had no idea I was performing on Monday nights. He never came in on a Monday. I was always nervous I was going to be on stage and one night he was going to come in and yank me off, give me the light. Never. We never came in on a fucking Monday night.
You never saw.
No.
That's one of the things, though, that's honestly is one of the most things that's deterring me from if I wanted to do comedy like full time, is like hearing all these people's stories about 15, 20 years of struggle to get. Like I don't think I have that in me.
Well, let me explain to you the situation you're in, and especially from what I saw last night. I seen a lot of guys go up. Did you light the room on fire last night? Not really.
No.
You got a few laughs, but the most important thing was your joke delivery was superb. Your premises were on the target. They were premises of a guy that's been doing comedy 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Like you already went through the first 3 years. You're doing Michael Jackson. You're doing Bill Cosby shit. You're doing impersonation of Arnold lighting his dick on fire. You're doing asshole jokes because you got to find your voice.
Right.
So until you find your voice is when you start writing those type of jokes.
Oh, okay.
You follow me? The only joke that was strong for me was the one about her sucking your dick and asking you if you want to do a green diet.
Weed cleanse.
You can't sue it. You can't be sucking the dick. Maybe she's doing something else. But who am I? I don't fucking know nothing about writing. You don't see me on HBO. So what I'm saying to you is that you have a lot going for you. Do you have time to do comedy and go out there and make friends and talk to people?
Oh, of course I do.
Especially rooms in the Valley. Yeah. Yeah, you're a young man. One beer never hurt nobody. Somebody at each of these open mics is going to know you. D'Agostino goes to one tonight. Right here at Valley College.
Honestly, that's one of them. And okay, That's one of the things I'm worried about, to be honest.
What? That you'll like it?
No. I know I'll like it. I'm worried about where I would go to get an actual response, because I don't want anyone to be like, oh, he works with Joey Diaz, laugh harder.
No, you're gonna just do an open mic tour. That's it. Bars, put yourself on the list, go in the back, sit down, get a beer, leave. We're gonna put you on 12. Okay. You're gonna be a gentleman. You're not doing nothing at the house except watching fucking porn with Nichols. Just the thought that you know that. I couldn't believe it.
I had to research it.
He was talking about on stage that, some guy, a threesome with a fucking nickel.
Yeah, so what I said was I was getting into ChatterBait because porn's kind of boring. And I have never paid anybody. But I looked it up because I wanted to see how much a token was worth. And it said the performers get about 5 cents a token. So it's like, Jesus Christ.
And they asked for 13 tokens.
Yeah, sometimes it's like 100 tokens for like a blowjob or something. So that's
how
$5.
much a token? $5 to watch somebody give a blowjob.
That's how much they'll get. I think they probably charge the people who want to pay more. I should look that up. That's another funny thing. They're probably getting them from both ends.
But your premises were good.
Thank you.
Your composure's good. You're not nervous. It's not like you're up there fucking. You're very confident. And that's it. And you know what? That's fun. You're not performing for an agent. You're not performing for a showcase for Montreal.
No.
Well, come on up here and maybe I'll let you do my room in Hollywood where top people will see you. You know what? You're just doing open mics. And I got to tell you something. If I could stall life, I wish I was still in Seattle with Brody, Gavin, Josh Wolf, Tana Manu, Al Triferis, Al Fox, Rod Long. I would give everything just to be stuck up there still. Living modestly, working out at some gym, and just doing that whole city circuit. Because I got to tell you something, it was the first time I felt, I wish I could have gone up there without that girl.
Really?
That was my biggest mistake, was going up there after her and chasing her. She was a good girl and she meant well, but my temperament doesn't agree with women who do that type of shit, so it just didn't work. But if I could do it all over again, oh my God, it was one of the best times of my life, because it was the first time as a comedian that I was doing it. I'm doing this. This isn't like a dream anymore of me crying in my room, circling fucking goals and shit. Those days are long gone. I'm in it. I'm in this motherfucker right now. And to know that is tremendous. I know I'm not a star. I know I'm not on TV. I know nobody's seen me. I know that nobody wants to call me from Hollywood to hire me. I know all these things. But guess what? I'm in the game now. For a while there, I was looking out from the outside. Now I'm hanging out with other feature acts. I'm going to shows with them. I'm getting booked as a feature. I got 3 ladies that are booking me. I'm going to feature at the Comedy Underground. I'm going to feature at Giggles. All these things are going on for you. Are you getting rich? Fuck no. You're getting $250 to feature at the Underground.
$250 for a week?
A weekend. $250 to feature at fucking the Giggles. You would get $300 because the $50 from Thursday night at the casino or whatever the fuck that was, Tacoma. And as a feature act, you have $50 a show. All the bars, if you were a headliner, you got $100. If you were a co-headliner, you got $75 a piece.
So, like, let's say you're a feature, right, in one of these cities, and they feature. Let's say someone features for you. Will they sometimes go out and do other spots around after that night?
All night long.
Fuck.
I would get in a car with Josh Wolf, and we'd start over the fucking bridge, and we'd pop a spot over there at 8:30 for the small 25. And then we'd shoot over to the Comedy Underground and close the show there because a bunch of comedians were getting together for 70% of the door. And we'd get like $32 or something like that. And then from there, we'd get in the fucking car and go to the artistic side of Seattle. And there was a bar there that had cages. It was like downstairs. I forget what the fuck the name of that place was. And they had like a, you show up, we pay your policy, $25, $20. Who cares?
Right.
You just made $120, $140 for the night. That's not going to happen every night. That doesn't happen every night. That happens twice a week. And then the other nights you pick up the small 50 here, the small 50 there. So you're walking around with $350 a week in Seattle. You're getting $700 every 2 weeks, $1,400 a month. You're paying rent. You're living with 3 guys in a 1 bedroom. You're sleeping on the floor till the one guy fucking goes to rehab. You know, it's one of those situations. But you got a shower. You're warm. You got to have a car. Maybe not in those days, because we pick you up in those days. And there was gigs all over. Bremerton. There was gigs all up and down Seattle. If you hustled, like when I got there, I fucking hustled. I hustled so hard that one day Craig Gass fucking threatened me.
Why?
Because I was at the El Lobo, whatever, El Lobo Cantina with Josh Wolf Eaton. And he came in like, is this the guy that's fucking working up a storm? I got to Seattle on a Saturday. I was featuring for John Fox in Boise, Idaho on fucking Friday night. I went right to work. There wasn't no month training time. There wasn't no fucking evaluation time. There was none of that bullshit.
You didn't have the time.
I went right to work.
Yeah.
Right to work. I got to Seattle on a Saturday. I went to the fucking on Seattle Underground that night. I talked to a guy named Ron Reed. I had a reference from Rick Kearns, who's featuring for me in Columbus, Ohio. One of my comedy fucking idols. One of the guys that used to headline and I would feature, and he'd make me drive the truck while he got fucking lit. But I learned a lot of things from Rick Kearns. He taught me how to write a joke. He taught me how to be yourself. You know, he's been fired from every radio show. He's the real fucking deal, Rick Kearns. We're going to have a good time. He's clean and sober now. He writes for Ron White and Larry the Cable Guy and a couple other guys. So he's just a writer.
Cool.
But he wants to keep his edge sharp. So we were talking in Denver, and I go, fuck it. Come with me to motherfucking Columbus.
That'll be fun.
But yeah, I got to Seattle. I used his name. I called that dude on Monday. I found out that there was this lady, Pat something, that booked comedians. I called her. She told me the facts of my avails. Got them on there. I called this Cuban dude who booked the Improv at the time. It wasn't an Improv no more. I faxed him my avails. I called this chick, Donna something in Portland, Oregon. Faxed her my avails. And I was off and running, Jack. And I got a call Thursday. Hey, Joe Diaz, John Fox. Do you want to drive to Boise, Idaho with Vince Valenzuela on Saturday night for $150? You bet your fucking ass. And that's it. That was it. A week I was there, and I was already plugging the fucking... But I had been out every night that week doing spots. Making people chit-chat.
So are those $50 spots like the next step above open mics?
Yes.
Okay.
25, 50, 35, 40 in a dinner.
And who's
25 in a dinner.
Who's paying you? Like the restaurant or like a booker?
Well, you have two different things. Sometimes you have a private, you have a club manager that has a fucking sense of humor. And on Tuesdays he does karaoke. On Wednesdays he does stand-up comedy. Thursdays ladies' night. And Friday and Saturday or Friday and Saturday. Sundays, fuck you, suck my dick. I put hot dogs out, you come in, you eat what the fuck is here. You know, it's that type of bar mentality. You have that guys. You have those guys. And they'll set themselves a budget. They'll say, our budget for the room here is $400. 3 comedians. So the headliner gets the most, the feature, and the headline. And the MC. Those rooms, if it's a $400 fucking budget, $175, $125, and the MC gets $100. Now, let's say Lee Syatt is a comedian, and he walks into that bar, and he goes, how you doing? I'd like to put comedy in here. And they say, okay, what do you propose? Well, you got 2 options. I could charge at the bar, but that'd be difficult. That confused the bar. We got a lot of regulars. So why don't we do this? Why don't you kick me fucking $250 a month? Okay, $250 a week to do the shows here. Well, let's start with 2 a month. Okay, so you got yourself $500. So you pay Joe. Now you're a working comic. You live in an apartment with 3 animals. Okay.
Okay.
You promote this show. You get 75 people down there every week. So your budget's $250. You're gonna pay the MC. You're gonna pay the feature $75, right?
Right.
Fuck, you're not gonna make no money.
No, it's tough.
250. Yeah. But you get more. You should walk at like 150. The feature should get 125, and the headliner should get 175. You have those type of rooms. So every week you just book a guy. Your budget's $500. They're gonna give you $500 at the end of the show. What you need to do is divide it. Sometimes you might get a guy that's just starting to do 45. He's not a TV act, but there's a fucking Laker game on. Ain't nobody gonna be here anyway.
Right.
You follow me? And after the Lakers lose or win, these people are gonna get up and leave. They're already drunk. So you could think that way. There's strategies in the bar. You're not gonna book fucking Mark Hunt. Labor Day week, not Mark Hunt, I'm sorry. You're not going to book Joe Diaz in Myrtle Beach Labor Day weekend.
Why not?
Because nobody's going to come. You're going to get stuck eating the week. So in those off weeks, you book a regular guy, so you don't take that much of a hit. There's different times. You'll learn different types of the year to book star names. And there's different types of the year to book bums like me, and then there's different types of the year to book basic guys, $1,000 a week plus a plane ticket.
Just because no one's gonna come anyway, so don't spend the money.
Right. It's that time of the year where they don't lift a rock. If you do have Louis C.K. in there, they're not gonna pay $75 the week before Christmas.
No.
So let me not have Louis C.K. in there. Let me have Ari Shafi and Joe Diaz for $22.50. It's 2 shows, 2 nights, Thursday and Friday before Saturday, Christmas. Do you follow me?
Right.
So those are the type of people you book. Because then like that, people will come out. If you book a no-name comic, you're going to get half the draw. Fuck it. You want to book those 2 before Christmas. There's strategies. The first 2 weeks of January, you're not going to book fucking Tony Bennett, are you?
But you always go out the first 2 weeks of January.
I go out the 3rd week.
3rd week? Oh.
3rd week, because people start to get crazy. That's it. Everybody starts smoking reefer again. The mother starts sucking dick. People start doing heroin. All that shit they talked about, they were going to quit. That shit wears off by the 14th. By the 14th, they're done.
And that's when you hit attack.
And that's when I come to town. Hey, and all of a sudden they're like, it wasn't my fault. Joey Diaz came to town. I had to have a drink.
Those Dabba bars are pretty good.
Those what?
Dabba.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to... Listen, we don't eat Chiba Chew no more because they're a bad product. We don't eat Chiba Chews because we'd have to eat 18 Chiba Chews at 180 milligrams to see the devil. I'll call those guys, and I'll get a box over here of those 180s, and we'll give them a run. I guarantee now, if we bring the Chiba Chews back, we can only eat 3 of them for 180.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's 540.
540? Yeah, we'll have a nervous break.
Oh, yeah, I think we can maybe start with 2.
No. 2 is 360. 360 at Chiba Chew ain't gonna do dick to you, Lee. You're way beyond that. You got to start with a nickel of everything.
I'm pretty high right now. I'm kind of regretting.
Well, so what? Have a little piece of chocolate. This chocolate's smoother than smooth. This fucking guy, I'm telling you, they got into my car. I'm getting pissed off and shit. What do you got planned for the weekend, Tarzan?
The weekend? Well, I thought I was going to the Improv.
You don't want to go?
I do.
So then you go. What are you gonna do with the wife? You gonna bring her with you?
No, maybe I'll go one night. I'll figure it out.
Here you go. Have a little chocolate there. See?
And then there's UFC this weekend too.
A good one, Saturday night.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to watch it. My show's till 8 o'clock.
No, but you'll DVR it. That's the best part about having it.
You're probably right, brother. Well, it was one of those nights tonight, guys. We're stoned already. We got stoned early. I started with Lee at 10 this morning. People at 10, they get together to have coffee and talk about the state of the world. We had a conference call and decided to do like 92. Lee, stop squeezing the bottle. People get pissed off and shit.
Sorry.
Poor Lee. You don't like chocolate. Now you got a fucking earthquake in here, Lee. Let me give some shout outs real quick. To the Real Jeremiah New, B. Berry, Sully S., Ezio Auditore, D. Ferretti, Chris Clark, Brian Majewski, Jared Roberts, and K.C. Sanford. I'm sorry about the short conversation with Liz Carmouche. She's my girl. I bet she was in the middle of something like that. We'll get her next time up the fuck up here. Last night or 2 nights ago, Lee and I were having a weird conversation. And I felt bad about the conversation we had when I got home because I didn't interpret myself the right way. Lee and I have another mutual friend that cries that things don't go his way, but he doesn't put the full effort into it. And when he does, it's for 6 weeks. When you're starting a podcast, when you're putting videos on YouTube, when you're like Cassius Morris, whatever you decide to do, I want you to look into the mirror and go, I'm going to stick with this for a year. I'm going to do, what are you looking at that chocolate? Oh, I wish I had a film right now. Lee's looking at that last piece of chocolate like it's the worst thing, like it's a dead cockroach. I wish I had a camera. I do, but I'm not into taking pictures. Lee, eat the fucking thing. Why do you always look at chocolate all weird? And it's always like a challenge for you. Just swallow it and drink the fucking... You got water?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right, well, that's it. Bam, that's it. Where's the water? Don't even taste it. Where's the water?
No, this one doesn't taste bad.
No, this one doesn't taste bad. People, wait, give it a minute and you'll hear a gag effect. Then you'll hear a water crinkling.
You don't know?
Yeah, I don't fucking know. I just saw it 2 minutes ago. You don't know. I know. Whew. Oh my God, that was scary looking at you. So anyway, last night Lee and I are at the bar and we're talking about this fucking mook. And I told you, that's what you were going to hear. It sounds like he's sucking a dick. Like somebody just popped it in his mouth and left it in there. It's choking him to death. And he's like, I'm trying to talk. What did I do? I had hot pants on because that was what I wore to the school play. And Lee and I were talking about vacations. And Lee goes, where was he when you spoke to him? I go, this motherfucker was on vacation for a week. And Lee goes, Lee just had a weird look on his face. And I go, you know, man, people really don't understand that when you first get this venues going, you have to stick to it consistently. I have so many fucking people who were mad at me over the years because I didn't go to that stupid party on a Wednesday night at 9 o'clock. I used to have a rule years ago. I will do your thing after I do a set first. But Joey, my parents are coming to town. They never come to town. I don't have parents, and I miss my friends in Jersey. I don't have a chance to go back, so I sacrifice. So that means if I sacrifice what I'm sacrificing on my own, I'm sacrificing your shit too. So here's the deal. I'm going to go do a fucking spot. You got 2 choices. You want to bring your dad down? Bring him down. You want to see him I have to do the show, Lee. In those days, in my mind, it was like when you tried to tell your mom you were sick and your mom said to you, okay, you could stay home from school, but you can't go out.
That's the most fucked up with no TV.
It's the same thing. It's the same fucking thing. How can you get something started and just drop it like that? But then in 3 weeks, he'll be calling you and me, going, you're not going to believe this. This is what happened. I don't know what to do. Well, you went on one work thing and one vacation for 10 fucking days in a row. And I go, Lee, you know what? You can't do this shit. You know, I love to go on vacations like the next guy, but I can't focus. That 10-day shit, like I said, after 3 days, you want to jump off a fucking building. When something's cooking with gas, you just can't stop the fucking train. And I've seen people do it, and I've seen them take a long time to get back up, man. Years ago, I had a friend. I still talk to him. He doesn't live in Los Angeles no more. I think about him from time to time because not only was he a good fucking comic, but he was starting to pop some fucking movies.
As like good roles?
fucking tremendous roles. In fact, people coming to the Comedy Store to see this guy. This guy popped a movie opposite fucking the black chick that won the Academy Award.
Halle Berry?
Right out of the Comedy Store.
Wow.
I've been on that fucking, you know how many times I've been on that stage? You think I haven't even popped a short movie. I haven't even popped a drug documentary out of the Comedy Store. This guy used to go in there 4 or 5 fucking times. He's gone today. He had 3 movies that he should have been set for fucking life. Especially how he looked. He could have had his agent switch him over to TV. He could have been that guy on every show. The third guy, you don't know what his name is, but he was on that show.
Right, yeah, he could have. So what?
Meanwhile, he's making $48,000 a week. And
Right.
you have no fucking idea who he is.
Perfect.
That's the guy you want to be. The guy at the farmer's market that has a beard, and you know he looks familiar, and once he walks away, you're like, that's the guy from CSI Miami.
And he makes $50,000 a week.
I'm saying,
Well, yeah.
if he was doing these movies in '98, and his agent switched him over to 2000 to television, especially his agent was a big shot agent, this guy hooked up with a chick and ended up moving to the fucking South. And I see, not tweets, but Facebook things, where he still does local gigs. This guy was a movie star.
How did he get convinced to move to the South?
I don't know. He bumped into Jesus. I don't fucking know. He just one day said, I'm going to fucking not do this no more, and I want to move down there. And I don't blame him. This gets fucking old. This high, and some people look at it for what it is and go, I'm not doing this shit no more. I'm going to take the $40,000 I made on that Sylvester Stallone movie, and I'm going to fucking buy a house in fucking Louisiana in the swamp or something like that. Whatever. I'm just saying this shit. He made like 3 movies, or 3 big fucking movies. One I remember was Baps.
Paps.
And then the other 2, I don't remember what the fuck they were. But he was on his way, dog. And one time, Tarantino was up there watching for something. And once Tarantino comes to the fucking Comedy Store, somebody's talking about you, Jack.
And then how long after Tarantino was he gone?
Maybe a year or 2.
Fuck.
Back to you, brother. I love when you go up there and you go on stage. I love it. Whatever you decide to do with it, you're 28 years old. Eh? You got the world by the balls. You know, do I want you to go on the road and suffer like I did? Is it worth it? It's not worth it for comedy, but it's worth it for your soul. It really is, to go out there and see what people are about. Do I want my daughter to go on the road and do comedy? Fuck no. If Larry came up to me or Bobby came up to me and said, you know, I want to go on the road right now, I don't know what to tell them. Because I don't remember how I did it. I just did it. I just knew I had to do it, and I did it.
So let's say I have a podcast 2 nights a week with you. Should I be going to 3 open nights a week? Like what would you recommend?
I think you should go to 2 of the same open nights every week. Become friends with different comics. Go hang out with people your own age. Talk to people with different perspectives than a fucking old guy like me and Steve Simone and whoever else you fucking dangle with. And God knows what you might learn. You might come to me and say, you know what? I might book a room and be the host. And, you know, Lee, that's the best thing about life. That if you apply to it, you don't know where it's going to take you. And that's even a better ride. You got the degree. Remember they said to you, get the degree, and then you can do whatever you want, because you've always got something to fall back on. You got something to fall back on.
I guess, yeah.
You got something to fall back on. You got a degree. You know how to edit? Well, you got a camera. There's 1,000 things you could do with your life right now. At 53, there's 1,000 things I could do with my life. I could stop doing stand-up and just try to write this fucking book and keep writing fucking books. Just keep writing them. Lock myself in a coffee shop every day for 4 hours and write. 6 days a week. It's a different type of job. And just do the podcast. Who knows? Who knows what the future fucking calls? But you got to get out there to see it. It's not on Twitter.
No.
Your future's not on Facebook. Your future's not playing those games and sending nickels to those poor people in
I
Armenia.
don't send nickels to anybody.
To suck a dick on fucking TV there. You should be shot and hung. You're a nice Jewish boy. Those are fucking human talent. What do they call that? Human trafficking and shit. They got fake smiles and shit. They tell them if they suck 20 dicks, they get a sandwich that night. They're over there starving. You put nickels in the fucking thing. Bioteens. Is that what that is?
It's not Bitcoin. Well, it's kind of like, I guess.
Bitcoins. Whatever the fuck they are. What do they call?
Kind of like Bitcoins, but
Bitcoins.
they just have their own tokens.
Fuck. Just PayPal the bitch a yardstick and tell her to send you a picture or something. I don't fucking know, Lee. What are you so perverted for? I call this kid. What are you doing? I'm on the computer emailing people from. You ain't not. You're on Bitcoin. Fucking watching naked women.
I can't.
Like
I can't physically do it all day.
Well, yes, you can. Give me the paperwork, please. What do you? I can't physically do it all day. Okay, how about you dig fucking trenches all day? Would you like that?
No, that'd be terrible.
All right, then. Then what's the difference between get your fingers off the computer knobs, going to women's sites, paying nickels?
I don't pay. I never once paid for nickels.
Joey, whatever your name is, why are you embarrassing yourself? I know you went on there. You just don't go
Check
on
my
there
credit card statements.
I know your credit card. So you're paying for it with Bicotines, whatever the fuck. What do you think? I'm a half a retard? I know what the fuck you're doing, cocksucker. You sit on the computer in the morning, you bang one out.
Yeah, when I wake up.
Sure, but you're looking at those dirty people. And I know you're a Jew for a nickel. Are you kidding me? You think like you're lying to me.
No, I think
you're like the guy last night. I left my wallet at home. That's the oldest Jew thing. And that's Jew 101. I don't give a fuck. We'll pick up whatever you need, but what are you coming over here at that Jew 101? I'd rather you don't say nothing.
He didn't sell it at all.
No, he didn't sell it. Then you come up, and I don't use Bicotines, but you know all about them, Lee. That means you used them.
I did the research.
You did the research, and you looked how much they were, a nickel, and you said, wait a second, let me do the math here. For $5, I could see a woman do something dirty. You're on there 4 or 5 times a day giving out bags of nickels. Bags of nickels. They see you, and they go, it's Uncle Lee with nickels. And you're going to pervert her with them and tell them to do certain things. You don't think I fucking know, but God. I know everything. You're disgusting. That's why I love you, by the way. I'm not judging you. I don't give a fuck. I'm just telling you, you're a disgusting type of young man. I like that about you. I love going to jiu-jitsu. I really do. I enjoy myself dearly. And you know what? Why I enjoy myself? Something I don't have in my regular life. Today I put on some white shorts with this belt. I love these white shorts. But no matter how tight the fucking belt, my pants always fall in them. All fucking day. I went to jiu-jitsu on the way back. I had underwear. Now I had the underwear not mixing with the fucking... in fact, the underwear is what saved me on the way home. My point is, in my normal life, I don't know how I get clothes to fit me. But you know what fits me perfectly? MeUndies. And when I wear them to jiu-jitsu, you ever go to jiu-jitsu? You ever go to the gym? You ever go... boxing class, maybe cross-training class. You go to these places, and you're not comfortable. You're just not fucking comfortable. There's something wrong with your underwear. You know what I have? I've never had this problem with MeUndies. That's why whatever gym I go to, whatever workout I'm going to do, I have MeUndies under there. 1, because of the Moldor, a cotton fabric. 2, because of the fucking comfort. And 3, because of how they snug me and keep me fucking dry. Like I said, every pair of MeUndies is made from a sustainable source Moldor, a fabric that's twice as soft as cotton. I'm telling you, it is the best. Nothing can describe the fit and feel of MeUndies, but once you try them, you'll understand why they're called the world's most comfortable underwear and why Uncle Joey tells you, if I got something important to do, I got fucking MeUndies on, okay? They don't sweat, your balls are fresh, shit like that. And if you don't love the first pair of MeUndies, I'll tell you what I'll do. They're free. No questions asked. MeUndies has dozens of styles and limited edition prints to help you make a statement with your underwear, whether anyone can see them or not. Remember Superman? All right, do me a favor. Shipping is free in the U.S. and Canada, and you can save up to $8 a pair with MeUndies subscription plan. Get the subscription or single pair. Get 20% off your first order when you go to MeUndies.com/Joey. Again, MeUndies.com/Joey. That's MeUndies.com/Joey for 20% off your first order, all right? And you're not going to be sorry. I love them. Like I said, if I go to anything athletic, I got MeUndies on. You understand me? Why? Because I want to feel fucking comfortable.
It's tough. They always, whenever I was like when I did tag fit, they ride up. So I'm gonna have to get some MeUndies.
Comfort is the whole thing, man. For years you run around uncomfortable and you don't know it till you put something comfortable on. Number 2, you know what's a great service? And a buddy of mine subscribed and he broke it down for me. Club W. Club W is a really good concept. You know, you've been in a while now at your local store just staring at a massive selection of wine with no idea which bottle to choose. Happens to everybody. I look at wine, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Most of us go with the bottle that has the best looking label, and we hope that it's good. Well, those days have come to an end, okay? Club W is a revolutionary new wine club that takes the guesswork out of choosing your wine. They have a simple 6-question palate quiz that will match you with delicious, high-quality wine you're guaranteed to love. The best part, Club W will actually ship your wine straight to your door. No more going to the store, no more being lost in the wine aisle. You love wine, right? We got the perfect wine club for you. It's Club W. Try Club W. What I'm going to do for you is this, okay? I love you to death. I love all you motherfuckers. It's the fall. The holidays are coming. This is the best deal I could offer you. Right now, we're going to offer my listeners $20 off your first order when you go to clubw.com/Joey. And it even gets better. I know you all hate paying for shipping. So Club W is going to actually pay you for shipping your orders of 4 bottles or more. You're going to drink 4 bottles by the time New Year's comes. You got Christmas, you got Halloween, the fucking kids knocking on your door, you got Thanksgiving, and you got Christmas. So it's a deal and a half. So take something off your to-do list. Go to clubw.com right now. Take the palate quiz. See what kind of food you eat. This will even tell you what to eat when you get the wine they send you, all right? So do me a favor again. Go to clubw.com/Joey to get 20% off your first order right motherfucking now, okay? That's how we're rolling here tonight. Lee, you're a little comatose tonight. That chocolate got you. You got me working over here double time on a solo tip. You don't say nothing. You're looking like the sad clown. And I ain't mad at you. You know I ain't mad at you. I know you're getting fucking fucked up tonight. Look at you.
I'm fucked up. I thought I talked a lot tonight, but
No, you didn't say much. You're looking around like I owe you $20. I ain't mad at you, though, dog. Just a lot of interesting thing in life lately. This is it. It's the 4th quarter. We're headed towards the end of the goddamn year. And I got a couple things I'm working on, and it just gets hectic. So if I haven't gotten back to anybody or something, you know, with the child now, and now Saturday soccer camp, and it really has been overwhelming. Lee and I have had a conference call 3 or 4 times a week the last 3 weeks, you know, so you're sitting there waiting, talking, explaining to people what's going on. It's overwhelmed me in a way. I'm trying to write a special. I'm trying to lose weight. I'm trying to eat healthy. So bear with us. You know what I'm saying? We're bad motherfucking soldiers. Just like you, I want to congratulate my main man, Larry. He's going on to fucking greener pastures and shit. Instead of fucking being the eyeball of death, he's going to be the fucking salesman of death. We at the church support him, and we love him. And we'll see him in Las Vegas Halloween weekend. Lee's banned from Las Vegas. I think they ban you throughout the state.
the whole state banned me?
Yeah, you have to gamble in Barstow and shit. You got to go to Barstow and get those fucking tofu fucking hot dogs and gamble there. But besides that, it's been great. It's been a great summer. I pulled off the surgery. I got the doctor on Tuesday. Go in there, get my blood pressure checked, check my ball sack. You know me, dog. If we're going to run this game right, we got to take care of each other. I think I'm going to get some blood drawn because I've been feeling kind of, I get different fucking feelings lately. My back's been hurting a little lately, then it goes away for 3 days.
How's the nose feeling?
The who?
How's the nose feeling?
The nose was a really good thing I did it. I'm talking, a friend called me last week and he said he heard through the grapevine that I had done it. And he has big money, you know, he could afford like great doctors. And he said his doctor told him they would do the same thing they did to me basically, but leave stitches that dissolve so he wouldn't have to take them out because that's what he's dreading. And he goes, tell me the truth, how it was. And I go, listen, the first 3 hours, it's a little rough. You're in shock from the anesthesia. But after that, you go home, you relax, you're breathing a little bit, and by Wednesday, you're good. I mean, you're not fucking going to the pool and doing Johnny Snorkel under the goddamn water, but you're starting to breathe, and you do what they tell you. You spray that stuff in your nose, and you know what? I do it every morning. I spray that saline solution, and every morning I wake up and there's something in there. Both nostrils, I clean it out. I'm not addicted to Afrin anymore. Am I doing 19 rounds of jiu-jitsu? No, I can't lie to you and tell you that.
Do you see an improvement though?
Yes, I've seen a huge improvement.
And then, how long did it take you to get off of Afrin?
Right after the surgery. Never used it again. When I walked off that surgery, July 11th, I never used Afrin again.
And your nose isn't closing up?
No. They fixed all that.
Nice.
And I want to thank Jimmy Norton. Jim Norton really straightened me out in Vegas. It was Jim Norton who said, go see your doctor and get it over. Because once you get to the menthol Afrin, that's it. That's it. You got a limited time before you wake up one morning and you're not breathing, because there's nothing stronger than the menthol. It's so strong you got to go on fucking Amazon to get it. They don't even have it at CVS and shit. Some of them have it. I used to hunt around the country, and they'd be like, the one on Lancashire has it. There's one on the creepy side of Hollywood has it. And one place had it. Where would I just go that they had it? At one of those, it's certain CVS's. So my wife would just get it in a 3-block for me.
And how long would that last?
3 things of Afrin?
Yeah.
4 or 5 days in those days.
Oh.
Towards the end, it was like, every time I got a little bit of anxiety, I sprayed it. I'm very happy I went down there. Thank you guys for fucking... once I said it on the fucking podcast, I knew I couldn't turn back.
Yeah, that's a fucked up
Like
part.
I always tell you motherfuckers, I always say shit I don't want to do on the podcast because I don't want you cocksuckers tweet me and go, Joey, what happened with this? It's the worst feeling in the goddamn world. And it's like, listen, you scheduled the surgery and you didn't show up there because of your fears. I couldn't do it. The whole way on the drive, that's all I kept thinking about. When you drove me that morning? No, I was canceling in a way, but going, what the fuck, what if I cancel? What am I going to say in the podcast tonight? What am I going to say in the podcast? I didn't go fucking down there? What does that look like for me? What do we talk about in the podcast all the time? Health and taking care of yourself and no fear. So that's what fucking saved me, dog. That's what really fucking saved me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. That's the way it's supposed to be. Also, I want to thank my main motherfucker. The gi's tremendous. The bags are tremendous. The rash guards are tremendous. All the quality is fucking world-class hemp. I mean, it's all made in the USA. Datsusara, I have been so impressed with them the last couple of weeks. They're the sponsor of VBI. They're involved in everything. You see them in Jiu-Jitsu magazine. Their products are fucking solid. The bags are solid. The what do you call it? The fanny pack is solid.
The rash guards.
The rash guards are solid. They just have so many goddamn things there. Things go bad, you can just fucking smoke it and pray for the best. You know what I'm saying? But listen, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Just go to DSGear, right?
DSGear.com.
DSGear.com. Just go over there and take a fucking peek. Just take a fucking peek and see what... You're in jiu-jitsu anyway. I'm hooking you up tonight with MeUndies. Now I'm going to make you go to Datsusara. Take a look at the bag they got. The all-utility bag made from hemp with 1,000 places to hide shit. If Pablo Escobar had that bag, he'd still be alive. He could have guns, machine guns, explosives, water, a canteen, a mirror, a shaver. You can have 1,000 fucking things in that bag, and that's just half the goddamn bag. But don't believe me. Go to DSGear.com right now. If there's something you like, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to knock a fin off. 5% right now. Press in.
Joey.
Boom! Get 5% off your order, all right? Again, I want to thank Club W. I want to thank Chris over at Datsusara, the sponsor of VBI. And I'd also like to thank MeUndies, you bad motherfuckers. And I also want to thank Lee Syatt for being a gentleman and shit, helping me with the move this week.
Of course, man.
And wrangled the cats with my wife. We had a good fucking time.
Oh, they were going crazy.
I'm supposed to do a show tomorrow on Animal Planet with, what's his name? I still haven't heard from these motherfuckers, so it's one of those nights, guys. So I'll tell you what, we'll be back Sunday night. Have a great fucking weekend. Stay black. Don't forget, No Expectations store, $10 tomorrow night. Flappers, they got good wings. Friday and Saturday, the Melrose Improv, 8 p.m. show. You're out of there at 10. You'll be giving Mama a stabbing by 11:15. I get you home by 11:30. Bam, you're at the farmer's market Saturday morning saying, fuck, I had a good time with Joey last night. All right, don't forget about me. Austin, Texas next week, bitches. Stay black.